I mean, I'll tell you the whole. I'll try to make the story concise.
Take a long.
But,
Love it. Yeah, that's what we want to hear.
I was working as an actor going on, but then I also worked as a doorman at a club in 1982 called the Limelight.
Right.
If you guys are too young for that. So I was in New York working as a doorman bodyguard for this guy Peter Gation, who owned the Limelight. You know, guys, box and whatever. So what happened was, he finally said, "Hey, I want you to run this club in Chicago." And I said, "No, I want to go to L.A. and try my luck there." So I said, he offered me like a lot of money to manage this club, plus have a bring a car. I said, "No, fly me so I could go to L.A. and collect unemployment." This is how nuts I was. I went to L.A.
I like
As soon as I got there, boom, I got on Hill Street Blues, a couple of those shows. That
I wrote down a couple of those.
Hill Street Blues, Matlock, Dallas.
Right.
A couple of Peter Gunn miniseries. And I was doing okay, okay.
Yeah.
But then I ran out of money again, like in about 2 years later. I was holding that money and I ran out of that. We all know the deal.
Sure. We're going through it right now.
So I said, well, I'll start working as a door again, as a doorman. So I worked at this real swanky club and I was doing well there to supplement my income as I was auditioning. And then one day, I'm at the door. Now, there's 3 things you can never do to a bouncer. 3 things you'll never get in the club. If you do one of these 3 things, if you do one of these 3 things.
Put the fingers down. You're scaring us.
Okay. Here are the 3 things, guys. The first thing is you never say the words, "Do you know who I am?"
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
You're done. You say that to a guy in the door, fuck you, you're not getting it. What I always say is, if I knew who you are, you'd be on the fucking list.
You'd be in there dancing right
That's
now.
one. The second thing is you never grab the rope. Never like grab the velvet rope.
Yeah,
that's like
that's
a no.
yeah.
And the third thing is you never get in his face, in the doorman's face. This guy walks over, grabs the rope, gets in my face and says, "Do you know who I am?" He broke all 3 rules.
So I broke all 3 ribs.
Because he said, "I'm late. Don't you know?" And I said, "I'm sorry, sir." So then I said something really smart. He goes, "I'm telling you, do you know who I am?" Then I finally said, "Yes, you're the guy who's not getting into it."
I love it. I love it.
So he looked at me and said, "You'll be fired in 15 minutes.
What?
That's what he said to me. I'll never forget it. He made a big ruckus. People went inside. They called the boss. The boss came out and went, "Swifty." And I went, "Swifty?" And I heard the name Swifty. It was Swifty Lazar. Now, you guys are too young. Swifty Lazar was the biggest agent in the world, in entertainment, in the world. And me, an actor, just told the
Just
biggest
told him to go fuck
agent
himself.
to go fuck himself. He looks at me. 15 minutes later, I'm fired.
Nah.
Fired. The boy said, "I love you, man. I love you, Charles." But he goes, "That was his party. You were keeping him out of his own party." I said, "Oh, shit." So I said, "Look, you've been good to me." I said to the owner, "It's okay. Don't worry about it." I got it back into my 1972 Honda Civic with a fucking dent in it with the water leaking. I got back to my shit apartment. I sat down there at the edge of my bed. I saw this little thing. It said, "The saddest thing in life is wasted talent." It's a card that my father gave me. And he's the one who said that, my dad. I looked at that and I said, "You know what? If they won't give me a fucking part, I'll write one myself." So I went to Thrifty Drugstore on Ventura Boulevard at that time. I got 5 tabs of yellow paper. And I said, "What am I going to write about?" I said, "I'll write about the killing that I saw when I was 9, because I always thought about it." I said, "And I'll talk about my father and Sonny, the wise guy, and how the difference influenced me growing up." So I wrote like 5 minutes, about 5 minutes of it. And that Monday, I got fired on a Saturday. That Monday, I performed it at my theater workshop. So I did exactly what you guys do, comedians. What I got up there and I started doing the monologue and acting some of the scenes. And out of the 5 minutes, I kept 3 minutes. And then I wrote during the week another 10 minutes. And out of that 10 minutes,
Tighten
the
it
next
up,
week,
yeah.
I kept 4 more minutes. And I did that for a year.
Jesus.
So at the end of almost a year, I had 90 minutes of shit that worked.
Yeah.
You know, when you would shut it,
process,
when you process, right? So I said, "Shit, I got 90. I got this one-man show." I said, but I never did it all its entirety yet. Like together, I did 40 minutes, 20 minutes, and finally I said, "I got to produce this thing." So I called my friend Peter Gation up, and I said, "Peter, you always wanted to be in business." I said, "Could you send me some? Would you like to invest in a play?" I go, "It's not a movie. I know you want to be in movies, but this is a play." He goes, "Let me think about it." I said, "Okay." Next day, knock on my door. I open the fucking door. This guy standing there. He goes, "You Charles Bronx Tale?" I go, "Yeah, sign here." I sign here. He gives me a FedEx, and I open it up, and there's like $40,000.
Damn.
In cash or a check?
No,
Oh,
check.
okay. I was like, what the fuck?
40,000. You think I
All
would've-
5s and 10s.
No. Right? So it was a check for like 40 G's. So I called him up. I said, "Peter," I said, "You didn't even read it. You didn't even know what it." He goes, "I saw you in a couple of plays, and I believe in you. You got talent."
Damn.
That's awesome.
Imagine that?
It's amazing.
So I get the 40,000. So I produced the play myself. I put it up. Bam! My fucking career just fucking exploded. There was a guy, they were talking about it so much, a guy from the LA Times went to see it. And he just raved about it. You know, it's one of those reviews your mother would write.
Yeah,
You know, it's like,
yeah.
incredible, genius, whatever. You know, he said these incredible things. Never been done before. It is a one-man show. But see, I did a linear story. I just didn't drink water and didn't do an act. I did a movie on
Yeah.
stage by myself. And so everybody was coming to see it. Nicholson came, Pacino came, every director came, every producer came.
Are you shitting your pants at that point when you're
Well,
like
yeah.
when they're like De Niro's out there? And
Shit,
are
no,
you
no,
like,
well,
what
he
the
wasn't
fuck?
there yet. 60-seat theater. We had to move to a 300-seat theater with so many people. Still, I was selling out. They offered me. I get a phone call at my house in my dumpy apartment, $250,000 from the first studio that I called. I got $200 in the bank.
Not in cash. Not in
Not
cash.
cash. Not
250,000. So I said, well, yeah, but I want to play Sonny and I want to write the script. They said, look, guy, you're great, you're terrific.
Yeah, let the professionals take over from
Yeah,
here.
it's like Heisman. you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
And so
Look,
we
guy.
want a number one guy to write the screenplay. We just
Yeah.
want to buy your story. I said, no, it's my fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
I say no. 3 weeks later, 500,000. They
Oh,
call back.
God. I would
$500.
have to. Oh God.
I got $200 in the bank. No money. 500,000. Play selling out, but the money that I'm getting, I'm paying Peter back,
Sure.
and I'm paying my people there. I'm making no money. Finally, I signed with William Morris at the time, and I signed with them.
Great agency.
Fantastic
Great
agency, as a matter of fact.
Shout out.
Love you, fellas.
Shout out to William Morris. But let me tell you something about William Morris. I'll tell you, ICM, CAA, and William Morris were all after me, chasing me. A week before Bronx Tale, I wasn't allowed on the block. Okay, now they're all chasing me. So finally, I call up William Morris, and I say, look, I said, I can't. This is before while this is going on. I called him up. I said, look, I can't make the meeting today. I have to. This is a side story. They say, why can't you make it? What happened? You signing with somebody else? I said, no. My car is overheating because I had a hole in the radiator,
Sure.
and it would slowly overheat.
72 Honda?
7200.
It's working. That's like the Hollywood story. It's
Yeah,
working
right,
comic shit.
right,
You gotta,
exactly.
Yeah.
So they go, stay right there. Don't move. We'll get right back to you. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Lee Cohen, I'll tell you my age. Lee Cohen, Fred Westheimer. Fucking great guys, man. They fucking, I get a knock on the door. I open the door. Guy goes, you charge public? I go, yeah.
You got another 40K? What's going on?
I'm excited, right? every time I see these guys, something happens. He goes, come with me. I go, where you going? He goes, come with me. I go downstairs. I go into the fucking parking lot. Now, you remember, I'm with all broke actors,
Of course,
singers,
yeah,
comics,
yeah.
everything,
Sure.
right? He goes, I look and I see a 1989 brand new Cadillac Eldorado. Black saddle interior. Gorgeous. He goes, here's your keys. William Morris got this for you. Don't be late for the meeting.
Damn. New caddy.
Holy shit.
Are you I'm like, what? What? And now my car's right next to the Cadillac smoking. So, listen, so this girl comes over to me smoking. This girl comes over and she goes, Chaz, holy shit, everybody's coming out, all these broke.
All these broke
Wait up.
scumbags.
People are coming out. Chaz, hey!
I said, no,
Good
I
to
just
see
got
you.
this car. So she goes, Chaz, I need a car. She goes, can I have this one? I said, well, yeah. She goes, how much you want for it? I said, how much you got? She goes, $40. I go, good.
Deal.
Sold the car for $40. Right? Got in the fucking, but then I called them up. I said, hey, man, I didn't decide to sign with you guys yet. They said, no, it's all right. We leased the car for 2 years. If you sign with us, great. If not, it's yours.
Let's face it, gang. Spending time at the post office is not really a whole lot of fun for anybody.
No way.
The
show.
Damn.
This is how bad, this is how crazy it was. It's how nuts it was. I signed with them.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So anyway, get back to the thing. Everybody's coming. So finally I signed with them. They say, we got another meeting to go to. I said, all right. They take me to this other meeting, big studio. Guy has a piece of paper right here. We sit down, 12 people sitting down. Don't forget it. Got a piece of paper. He's holding the paper. He slides it over to me. He goes, Chaz, we know what's going on in Hollywood. Everybody wants this. We'll tell you something right now. If you sign that paper, you'll have a check tomorrow for $1 million.
I'm sweating right now.
Million.
What do I say? The first thing out of my mouth? I say, is there a bathroom here? So he goes, yeah, there's the executive bathroom right there. They give me the key. I walk over, I walk out. I go into this beautiful executive bathroom, and I'm by myself in there. I'm taking deep breaths. $1 million, right? $200 in the bank. I could help my mother, father, who never had money.
Right.
Yeah.
I could help them. I could really.
Of course. It's not just for you anymore.
I'm not married. I'm single, so it was
Yeah.
okay. So finally, I look at the thing. I put my hand in my pocket, and for some reason, I put the card with me. I don't know why I took the card. Saddest thing in life was wasted time. Right? So I put it back. I look at it. I go, I wash my hands, wash my face. I look in the mirror, and I go, fuck it. And I walk back out, and I say to them, I said, look, I'll sign that paper. And I could see they're all like,
Oh,
right?
God.
I said, but I play Sonny, and I write the screenplay. And the guy just went like this. He said, Chaz, we can't make a movie with you in it. You're a wonderful actor, but nobody knows you. He goes, we can't make a movie. We have to make it with a star. We can't make it with you. And I said, well, I'm sorry. I said, I can't do it. So I said, meeting's over, I guess. I stood up. My
Oh,
two
God,
agents,
I'm going to hyperventilate.
my two agents are looking at me like, what the
Fuck that.
Give us
Give
the
us the
keys.
car back.
This guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah, you just cost me $100K. What the fuck?
What the fuck, right?
This Chaz guy stinks.
So I stood up. And they said they walked out with me. No, as I'm walking out, the guy goes, the head of the studio says, hey, Chaz, you know, this movie won't get made. Just like that. I said, you're right, it won't with you.
Ooh.
But it will get made. And he goes, what makes you so sure? I said, because it's too fucking good.
Nice. That's what I'm talking
That's what I said.
I love it.
That's what I said. I'll never forget it. My hand to God. And I walked out with my agents, and they're looking at me like, this fucking guy's, he's nuts.
Yeah.
Right? I started doing the show again. The crowds kept coming. All these big producers kept coming. Burt Reynolds came. Ray Sharkey came.
Jeez.
Everybody, they all wanted to play Sonny. And all these big writer directors wanted to direct it. Finally, I'm there, and I get off the stage, and all of a sudden they say to me, Robert De Niro's in the dressing room. He just saw the show. He's waiting for you.
Oh, fuck.
In the room, in the
What?
dressing room. He's waiting.
He's
in
in your
As
dressing
soon as I
room.
got off stage, they said he left right when they started clapping and snuck in and got into my dressing room. And I said, De Niro's in the dressing room? They said, yeah.
Have him thrown out.
Yeah, get the fuck out of this in my dressing room. I got to decompress here.
So I walk in the dressing room, and there he's sitting in the corner, and he goes, you know, the way he does it, and he goes, that's the greatest one-man show I ever saw. He goes, that's a movie. You did a movie. I go, yeah. He goes, how'd you do that? You know, he was really very
Sure.
nice. So he goes, listen, I'll tell you what I want to do. This is how fucking nuts I was.
That's
How
it.
crazy.
$1 million. Fuck you.
I went like this. I said, I know what you're going to say. I said, but I just want to know. He goes, I know what you're going to say. You want to, he
No,
goes,
I know. Do you know?
This went on for 45 minutes.
I'll tell you.
No, I know what you know.
I know, no.
No.
Don't you fucking tell
so
me.
he goes, look, Chaz, if you sell it, they're going to come to me anyway. He goes, and I know you don't want to sell
Crazy, yeah.
it. So he says, but if you, he goes, you'll be great as Sonny.
Right.
And you write it because it's your life. It'll be
Yeah.
honest. He goes, I'll play your father and I'll direct it and we'll go partners. And if you shake my hands, that's the way it'll be. I shook his hand. That's how it happened.
Man, if you shake my hand, that's the way it'll be.
Man.
That's some cold shit right there.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what happened.